I love everything about Dinner Lab.
The food, the atmosphere.
The creative experience.
It's something new. That new cool thing that's never been done before.
The whole ephemeral nature of Dinner Lab is we pop up, we build a restaurant, and then it's gone the next day. It was never there. And it'll never exist again in that form.
Dinner Lab just has the appeal of being able to feature kind of up-and-coming chefs.
Different menu, there's different people, there's different vibe.
We're creeping up on 30,000 members. We're in 30 different cities. San Francisco has about 1,000 members. New York, New Orleans, and Nashville are our biggest markets. And I think they're probably all between 2,000 and 3,000 members each.
A large portion of our members are people with more expendable income.
It's very diverse. I mean, especially in age ranges, but I think one thing everyone has in common is everybody tends to be a bit food-centric.
I think people are attracted to this event for two reasons. I think it's a bit exclusive, seeing that tickets can sell out, so that fear of missing out definitely kicks in. And the second reason would be it's something new.
Any popular experience such as Dinner Lab is going to have a little bit of social cachet. Being in a social setting, in a cool, funky venue, the mystery of where are you going to be held tomorrow night is always really fun. But also the fact that you are part of a growing chef and their process, and your voice is important, and you're surrounded by a community of like-minded folks, is always going to fly.
So Dinner Lab boils down to three main elements. You have your food, you have your space, and then you have your people. Our food is experimental, and sometimes it's very rustic. Sometimes it really is like throwback to grandma. And that's part of what people love about it.
I mean, just the aspect of being able to step outside the restaurant or, wherever we work for a night, 2 nights, however long, and be able to cook something from the heart. It's just a true creative expression of ourselves. I mean, really, what could be better than that?
I don't have to decide on the menu myself. It's right there laid out for me. It's just a no-brainer. I'm just here to enjoy it.
Spaces play a huge role.
You don't need the trappings, you don't need, a designed space to enjoy a meal. So we started looking for interesting art spaces, warehouses, parking garage structures, whatever.
I think there's always that novelty, that really exciting element, being part of something that has kind of a feel of like an underground dining experience.
I think because it is served off of bamboo plates, and because we have the burlap on the tables, it has kind of a DIY Brooklyn feel to it, which is pretty cool right now.
Welcome to Dinner Lab. Tonight we have Chef Chris Bailey joining us.
So the chef will talk a little bit about his or her background and the type of food that they prepare and why this particular type of food is really important to them, and how they really want to share their culture but also modernize their culture.
It was just kind of really out of a spirited conversation that we kind of came to this conclusion of doing a Murakami-inspired dinner, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to talking to you after. Have a good night. Thank you.
And that's a lot of fun. We sort of get to meet the chef that way. And then when we fill out our feedback form, it feels like we're really communicating to someone that we know and we care about.
Having that kind of feedback loop between chef and diner is huge because, I mean, here as a chef, we have the opportunity to try something that we might not necessarily run in a restaurant right away.
I love that sort of workshop model where you get to put something out there and get positive but constructive feedback.
It was great. It was kind of fun to take notes and be a little bit more conscious of what you had.
As much as the interaction between chef and diner is important, the interaction between the diners themselves is also pretty key. You know, we term ourselves a social dining experiment. We make people sit at these communal tables. We ask them to interact with each other. There is a question now on our feedback card for them to rate the conversation at their table. I don't think that we're necessarily doing something brand new with communal dining.
Back around the time of the French Revolution, you had all these people who ran gigantic banquet halls for the monarchs, and once the revolution happened, they didn't really have jobs, and that kind of actually led to the modern restaurant. So in that sense, we're looking at like a 200-300-year-old process. But in the sense of modern restaurants, communal tables I think popped up around 15 or 20 years ago. They definitely are a very unique experience, and they're a statement. When you spend so much time interacting with technology instead of with the outside world, something like a communal table forces you to be in the world. It does definitely combat the disconnect that is in place in our society.
So you get to talk to people who you don't even know, and we're all here with the same objective, I guess, or similar ones, and we just chat, and a few glasses of wine anyway in between, you become best friends with them, to be quite honest. I know that I'm going to be chatting with other people that are not necessarily in my space, and I find that pretty cool.
When people come together to eat, you know, you bring in parts of your own heritage. So you build kind of a common sense of culture and a better sense of community by being able to share, you know, common experiences. And food is a great, I'd say it's both a venue for that, the sort of storytelling, but it's also an incredible experience for people to then have that be a part of their own story.
People value that, I think, because A, it makes them feel special, but B, people like feeling like they're part of something. And when you sit as a guest at a dinner lab, you are part of something.